I have a big topic I want to, but I don't want to take over the conversation if someone else wants.
What's the topic? I don't know.
All right.
Lemon doesn't have shit to say.
Yeah, Lemon never has anything to say. Here, listen.
Tanks are cool.
We have and I want everyone's take on this. So this is open for discussion.
Okay.
We're known for our big time beefs. We've had beef with Paul Elia.
Yeah.
Beef with Chinese Rocket Force.
So much beef.
Wait, we have another one?
We have a really big time beef. And I'm in a bit of a conundrum because I don't know if I want to talk about it. Because on the one hand, I think it's really funny and I want to talk about it and I want to kind of express it. But on the other hand, it's like it has to do with us criticizing someone. And I don't want people to come back and say, like, you were criticizing this person and now you're using their name as a way to promote.
It started off with us criticizing somebody and now they got beef with us.
So depending on how this conversation goes, I might just censor the name every time we say, because I think it'd be funny if I did that. But
I wasn't on the episode.
You weren't on the episode. So, all right, for context, we
Big T.
Recent episode featuring Ken Wood. We made some comments about Tim Heidecker and about how he's super woke and not funny anymore. Which it's not my full sentiment, but I just thought for the sake of the conversation, it would. And then we've also, on a recent members exclusive episode, criticized a clip where he was talking about how there's like only like red comedians who are like promoting anti-trans like rhetoric, and I was just like, that's just not true. Like there's a ton of liberal or left-leaning comedy out there, and
so he's basically saying that's what Tim Dillon was just on CNN,
right? Yeah,
they were just talking about that.
The same thing. They're like, is comedy all just Republican? He's like, no, there's tons of fucking liberal comics.
It's a retarded statement,
just
like
stupid
to make. But so, anyways, we've been talking about Tim Heidecker a lot, and then I posted a clip. I think I titled it like, "Is Tim Heidecker too woke?" or something like that.
You also spelled time.
Yeah, I spelled his name wrong.
E in there.
I was at the Indy when I was just scheduling though, so I didn't pay attention to when it. But
and I think in his comment he called himself.
He referred to himself as time. He left a comment. He watched it and left a comment.
I was wondering what that was.
It wasn't like a mean. He wasn't like "fuck you guys," but he was also kind of like
like mocking it.
Sort of. Watch your manners.
Heidecker did?
Tim Heidecker, yeah.
So he knows about us.
He knows about us, and he doesn't like us because we said mean things about him.
Okay. Well, I didn't say anything about him because I don't even know who the fuck he is. So
you don't know who Tim Heidecker is?
Not really.
Tim and Eric,
Tim and Eric's awesome show. Great job.
That's Tim?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I thought that show was fucking retarded. I had some friends who watched it, and they're like, it's so funny, and they made me watch it, and I'm like, this is the stupidest thing. So I'm more than happy to have beef with Tim.
Okay. Crowbar, are you a fan of
especially if he's woke.
Tim Heidecker?
Eh.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I honestly didn't even know he did anything.
Yeah.
Until he what was it? He just had something on YouTube. Kill Timmy.
Kill Timmy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen that, but like, he had one movie which was all right.
Yeah. Lemon, what are your thoughts?
I'm indifferent.
Yeah.
I like alternative humor, but I don't know. He's Tim, be my friend, please.
Some of his stuff on the show was out there, really out there.
It was pretty out there, and I did not find it.
That was my biggest criticism of him. I didn't rewatch the clip because I don't really give a fuck about what I said. But my biggest criticism was that his comedy went from being like outrageous and like extremely alternative to like now he's sort of as like this arbiter of like comedy and what you're allowed to joke about and what you're allowed to say. And I'm just like, I agree that it's annoying when like guys like Dave Chappelle like only stick to just like basing their specials around like getting back at people who say things about him in the news. Like I feel like Dave Chappelle should be able to in his special rise above it or just talk about other shit. You don't need to like keep going on this like
part
thing.
of it. Okay, so I mean Dave Chappelle has got that criticism.
Yeah.
But also like he got that criticism when he was talking about a friendship he had with his transgender friend.
Yeah.
So if you're actually watching and listening to what he's saying, that special was like a sort of like an olive branch, like him trying to reach out and connect, and it wasn't like fuck trans people. Like it was not critical at all. It was trying to bridge the gap.
I'm not saying he's being critical of trans people, but it does kind of feel like, all right, dude, like just move on from this. Like what are you like still like doing this for?
I think he's still doing it because he's getting so much beef for it.
I mean, yeah, that's purely
Okay,
what
but
it is.
I
Is
mean,
that like he gets publicity for
if
it?
they're gonna shit on him and then he's gonna fuck you, I'm gonna throw it right back.
Yeah,
He's big
kinda
enough to where he's like
rapper.
not going to get canceled either. Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah.
No,
He's
go for
big
it.
enough to where like he's not going to get canceled for it. So
Yeah.
it's just going to be more people looking at it.
sure.
He's not gonna get canceled. And also it's like when all that stuff comes up, it's like that just gives me more shit to talk about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When your name is in the news for all that, it's like as an artist, that this is my experience. I'm now being spoken about because of this. So that's gonna come out in my comedy. Like that's how that works.
Sure. Yeah.
It's
But
like
then
Louis
also-
C.K. When all that shit happened with Louis,
Yeah.
his next, I already knew this. Everybody told me. I remember I had a conversation with my sister, and she was like, "His career is done." I'm like, "No, it's not. His next bill. He'll take some time off.
Yeah.
He's gonna drop another special. It's probably gonna be one of his best specials. He's gonna talk about all this shit,
Sure.
and it's gonna be hilarious. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. But so then on the other side of that is like with Tim Heidecker, it's like who gives a fuck that like Dave Chappelle is like making jokes about it? Like why are you trying to tell him like what he shouldn't? I agree that it's annoying.
Absolutely.
But also like you don't fucking like tell people what they should like can or can't joke about.
I agree with that completely.
Yeah.
Also, let's not pretend like the whole transgender conversation is not completely absurd in so many ways. There's so much to talk about. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And it's also like it's become such a focal point of the culture,
Yeah.
and Dave Chappelle didn't make it a focal point of the culture. He's just a cultural commentator as a
yep.
comedian. That's what you are, as a cultural commentator.
Yeah.
And that's what everybody's talking about. Like, it's all over the news. It's all over,
Sure.
like, so the idea that this is a Dave Chappelle thing, it's like, no, this is what everyone's talking about. They talk about it in schools. They're talking about it at universities, everywhere.
There was actually a kid at my school who put on a play for PTA talking about whether they didn't know if they were a boy or girl or not. This was I think they were a fourth grader at the time.
Oh man.
It's crazy.
That's why.
Yeah.
Like, it's Dave Chappelle, again, did not make this the national conversation. So, like, the idea that, either he's not allowed to talk about it or he shouldn't.
Sure. Yeah.
This
This isn't
Yeah.
a trans debate. This is a debate about whether or not I should be saying Tim Heidecker's name. Whether it's gay for us to say
Well,
that Tim Heidecker doesn't like us.
apparently he doesn't like us.
Yeah.
So he can go cut his own dick off and then we'll see what happens.
Maybe they'll make a video about you.
I had
That's-
I had a
yeah.
take
Hopefully.
on it.
What did Lemon, what do you
What's
have
your
to say
take,
on
Lemon?
the matter?
All right, so someone had to have sent the video to him, or he was just like doing deep research into every video about him, because I literally looked up the title of the video
Uh-huh.
and added P Boiz. I couldn't find it. It didn't even come in the
Really?
search bar.
That's
no.
like one of the most viewed on like the Shorts channel that I posted.
Yeah, it didn't come up when I searched it directly. And like that's even with like the Paradizo favorite algorithm.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That boy had to look.
Yeah, and I was thinking about how many fucking videos there are about like people criticizing Tim Heidecker. Like, does he go and comment on all of those videos, or is
Right.
he
It
just
is
like,
weird that he commented.
yeah,
He's just like, hey, just know you shouldn't
Yeah,
be
that's
talking
pretty
about me.
awesome. We're basically famous.
yeah, that is pretty cool. We pissed off Tim
We're
Heidecker.
blowing the fuck up.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah. I did have
Talk
like,
shit about more people.
I know we talk shit about a lot of people, and that's the thing. This is the first one.
We just stopped talking about shit about fucking local open mic.
We talk shit about the Kill Tony guys all the time.
Jeff Dunham, we coming for you.
Yeah, Jeff.
We've said so many mean things about Cam
puppets.
Patterson, and people. That's the other thing is like,
I'd say so many.
People hate you on TikTok for that.
yeah,
they
people
really
did
do.
not like that on TikTok. And people in the Tim Heidecker comments were saying like, "Oh, you guys are a bunch of Kill Tony fans who," but the thing is like, we don't like Kill Tony either. Like,
We're a neutral name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't like anybody except for I like Tim Dillon.
It is funny.
And a couple
and so it's like, what? I don't know. I don't expect them to like go and find out.
Yeah,
stuff
they're not
about
going to
it.
have a nuanced
Yeah.
take. They haven't taken a deep dive into the Paradizo ideology,
Right.
like Crowbar over here.
Sure.
Crowbar.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess Tim Heidecker. Listen, if that like seriously upset you to the point where you decided to comment, like you got to figure some shit out, bro. Like you got.
But thanks,
Maybe he was just
thanks for
having
the
fun.
shout out.
Yeah.
Maybe Sam Hyde did a number on him.
Yeah, I think that's
what
it
I
is.
think
He does.
started
He does that
changing.
Yeah.
to people.
Yeah.
What did Sam Hyde do?
It had to do with something with Tim Heidecker got a show canceled,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Oh, Heidecker got Sam Hyde canceled.
yeah,
Allegedly.
and
like, denies
they
it.
went back and forth with it.
Yeah. Sam Hyde, friend of the show.
Yeah, good friend of the show who canceled his.
He was supposed to be on today.
Yeah, he he
Today was
canceled.
the day.
He canceled.
Is he in town?
No.
No, it was a couple months ago.
Yeah. What was this? Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's weird. I want to promote it because I think it's funny and I want to like post about it and like talk about it publicly. But I just feel, I also feel like it's kind of gay to be like, you know, oh, Tim Heidecker was talking shit about me. Ha ha ha. Like,
There's already a gay podcast, so
yeah, that's
It's
true.
pretty gay.
let it rip.
All right.
At the end of every podcast, we all suck each other's dicks.
That's
Ready-
true,
Ready
yeah.
for that part, Crowbar?
Yeah, you're missing
Yeah,
out
you're
on the
right.
I
premium.
told you about that, right?
Oh yeah,
That's,
yeah.
that's the.
I was
only
notified.
on
Got the
Patreon.
email on it.
Just $1.
Out of the #1 Metro Trade Comedy Podcast, a big deal.